Alright, welcome back to RotoCityTech. I'm Hank. Today we are out here. I'm going to uncover the camper. You can see back there, it's still got the cover on it. I'm going to take that cover off and I'm going to start taking off my awning, because I don't know if I mentioned it in another video or not, but I'm going to take off my awning, and RecPro was cool enough to help me out on a bigger awning. So it's actually going to cover both doors on my camper. So we're going to take this one off because my brother-in-law and sister are going to get it, and we're going to install the new one. So, but first things first, we just got to take this cover off, and then I'm going to start taking this awning off. So here we are. I've got the awning extended, I don't know, a few feet, because we have to access this nut here, or bolt, lag screw, whatever they're called, this one, and then there's two up there. We've also got some, get up here, there's two up here. We've also got some power for the lights that looks like I'm gonna have to just cut because it's sealed, but we can splice into that later on, no big deal. So the plan is we have to get these ones down here undone on both arms, so that then we can put the awning kind of back in, and then there's two more screws up in the top there. We can undo those and I can get this whole thing slid out from the track safely, hopefully. So anyways, I'm gonna work on getting those undone and we'll come back. One thing you'll want to be sure to do is put tie straps around this arm so it doesn't catapult out, which mine just did. But you can see I've got this one unhooked, it's rolled up on top. So now I'm just gonna come over here and get this one. But like I said, I'm gonna make sure to tie strap that so that it does not hit my neighbor's car. You know, this is the cool thing about DIY is I had all this tie strapped, you know, but here we go with it down here. Once I got everything unscrewed, I noticed I couldn't access the wires. So I had to let it out fully, real slow, screw it back in here to support it, access these wires, and I took a picture of these, and I also wrote down which ones go to which. So when I undo this, I will remember. So that's the thing with DIY, like I'm putting on a whole different brand. I'm gonna try to retrofit it. It is also powered, but I'm gonna have to just tap into this existing power, see if it all works the same. Who knows? But I will show all of that. And then also for my brother-in-law, we're gonna put this on his camper, and it never even had a power awning. So we're gonna try to run some power and get it to work. But it is kind of difficult, and you know, seeing this, I bet you I didn't even have to cut that. I bet you it comes right in here and connects. So anyways, we'll see. Alright, so to finish up today, at least just getting this off, just put the lag screws back in, put some caulk around all those. I did the same up here because I'm not yet ready to put the new awning on. So I simply just put caulk in the holes, and I can just leave that there and then put the screws back in once I put the new arm back on. So here's the two arms both down, and then the awning. So I'm gonna kind of just package all this up to give to my brother-in-law, and we're gonna continue. All right, so we're back out at the camper. This time we are out front. So we're having to do some, replace a water line in the back, so I had to move the camper. But this gives us some good shade out here. And it's a little bit cloudy, so I probably will regret starting some of this, but, you know. Holden's in the camper watching Paw Patrol. There he is. Can you say hi? Hi. So anyways, I'm gonna start unpacking some of the awning that we're putting on here. we'll just see how far we get today. So here it is unpacked. We've got our 2 arms here in black, and then we've got our tubes that our awning folds on. Back of the truck is our awning, and I forgot what color. I think I did some type of blue, maybe I did black. Can't recall. Guess we'll see. Anyways, so I'm gonna we've done a video on this before with my brother's camper. So I'm just gonna kind of get situated here, and maybe I can at least just get the arms on by myself, but it'll take a little bit of help probably to get everything on. So anyways, I'm just gonna unpack these and we'll go from there. Alright, so basically you follow the instructions on how to mount this little Z bracket. So they've got some specific measurements based on which awning you have. So I'm gonna get that mounted about 6 inches from the top of my camper. Gonna have to adjust that a little bit because this is one of those aluminum sided ones. It's got those ridges and it fell right where a ridge was. I'm actually gonna lower it just a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna drill a hole through, and then we can put some caulk around it and screw these down. Morning, welcome back to RotoCityTech, because I'm having to make some brackets for this back arm. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now again, this is just what I'm doing. I'm on a bit of a time crunch, but I think this is probably the way I would come out to do it. So I got my second arm right down here, and it needs to go back here on the back of my camper. Now previously that arm was right there, but now I'm extending it, and it's gonna go right here. Problem is, right where I need it to go, which is about here, there are no studs. It is just empty wall. I have a stud about here, and then of course the back of the camper, this is all solid here. And my arm needs to go right in the middle. So if I would have been thinking a lot more clearly, you can see all these little holes that I drilled trying to find. And there's the previous arm way up there, but again, that's solid. I mean, that's not the previous arm, sorry, but that is where the same level of the previous arm, and of course that's solid up there as well. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some flat metal bracket that will go straight across. And we'll go do that, and then that'll give me, and I'm going to weld the Z bracket too, and that'll give us a nice solid mounting point for our awning. And I think that's the best route. So if we walk over here, I've already kind of measured out. I bought some flat rail just at Lowe's or Home Depot. Measured out, anywhere in here is going to be solid stud. In between these 2 lines is solid stud, and this is where my Z bracket's gonna go, like that. And I think I'm just gonna weld that there, and then the bottom bracket's gonna have to be built a little bit different because I don't have a bracket I can weld. I'm gonna have to weld some all thread or something on it, and I'll show you all that. But anyways, let's just get back to the shop. Let's get this top one done, figure out if it's going to work. Well, one good thing about this project is finally I'm going to break out my Yes Welder Flux 135. So right before I started this teardrop build, I reached out to Yes Welder, and they were kind enough to send me out this. Now, unfortunately, I had already finished with the trailer stuff. I still got to do a little bit more maybe, but before this actually came in. So this has just been kind of sitting here as I've been busy with all kinds of stuff. But we're going to make this bracket, so I'm going to break out this. So thank you, Yes Welder, for sending out their Flex 135, just a simple little welder here, and you know, we're gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna set this up real quick, and we'll get it rolling. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, Yes Welder. So y'all know from my teardrop build, or partial build so far, I am not a welder, but we're gonna make this work and figure it out. So this may not be pretty, but it'll work. But anyways, again, thanks Yes Welder. We're gonna throw on some little welds to see if I can get this bracket to do what I want it to do. So we're gonna send it. Alright, so based off of this first little use, pretty happy with it now. Probably still need to mess with the settings a little bit. You know, you got your voltage and then your speed. But I think I got something that's definitely going to hold. I'll give you all a little look before I grind it down. So, go ahead and make your comments, I suppose. But I might try to touch this up a little bit more. But I did fill these 2 holes in right here, all with weld, and then I'll grind those down smooth. And then we'll give it a quick paint job, and it'll be sweet. So this is really cool. I'm gonna touch this up a little bit more, and then we'll go see how it looks on the camper. All right, so we got this bracket made. I gave it a little bit of paint. So here is the bracket now in black, and we're going to throw it up on the camper real quick. So I've got this butyl tape here. We're going to throw on a couple pieces of that behind the hole here. That's just going to keep everything sealed up real nice. And we're going to go. So it's going to go right up here. So here we go. Here is our bracket. You can see here, this is where the top piece is going to clip into. And I got in a stud right here and then right here. So now this piece, super solid. Got that butyl tape there so we won't get any leaks. Back behind here where water might try to get. And we'll probably put some clear silicone all the way around that as well. That might be a good idea. Alright, so I made a few holes. a few lines where I know I need to make my second holes, because what we're going to do is a little bit different, where we're going to drill holes and then put some all thread through so that I could use, there's basically going to be 2 bolts sticking out of this bracket where I can bolt the bottom piece in since it doesn't have a little Z bracket. So we're going to head back out to the shop and do that. So here we are. I'm going to use my little speed square. Okay, use my little speed square to get right where I want to drill these holes. So, use my drill, a little bit of lubrication. We'll get this going. So, as they say, measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, weld once. I welded those bolts in from the wrong side and had to change my orientation just a little bit. And then the other thing, I guess I tried to get these as straight as possible, but they're not quite straight. So this whole bracket's gonna sit at a slight angle, which no big deal, I guess. It's not perfect, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap for that, but it is what it is. So, and I'm not gonna put butyl tape underneath. Actually, I might now, because I'm kind of on the edge here. So I'm gonna go get some of that real quick. Now we should be able to slide this into place. Throw some bolts on it, which I have those. So we will just continue. We'll make one more little bracket. Probably won't film that. It's gonna be the same thing. Just go get that made up real quick and we'll get that mounted. No. Yeah, for sure.
Because then you and Hodge can hold this thing up.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of help.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back here. As soon as I get down off this ladder, you're gonna climb up here. And then y'all start walking this way.
Yeah, sure. So we've got it on. We had to do a little bit of adjustment on this arm here to get it shifted over enough. So, but there it is. Now all that's left is to wire it up. That's a pretty simple job. I'm not gonna video that necessarily. It's just color to color wires. So it gets a little bit different up here, and I gotta figure that out. So once I figure that out, I'll explain what I did there. But for now, I'm gonna strip these wires, connect them up, so we can get that ready to go. But I gotta go charge my camera. And anyways, so the whole point of this was to get my awning covering that back door, which now it is. So that's awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna get that wired up real quick, and we'll come back. All right, it is a new day. I'm gonna show y'all the wiring, but first, there's one little set screw right here in the rain rail that when you take off your awning, you take that off as well. Once you get your awning positioned left to right, how you want it to go, you need to put in this little set screw. So, that is what we shall do. Simple, simple. All right, so let me get this out a little bit. That'll be enough for now. So on my camper, I had existing wiring, which was beneficial to me. Now, that existing wiring also included some LED lighting, and I should have made a note of which ones that was, which, come to find out, is this blue with white stripe and this white one here. On the awning side, I have, we had this wire coming out here, which I made a connection right in this little thing that comes with it. All you got to do is strip those wires back, connect them, put them inside that little weatherproof housing, and that wire goes down and up, and that actually comes to right here. Now, these two right here. Now that's already all ran, no big deal. So all I had to figure out were what my red and blue on the awning side, which ones are the power for that. So I'm guessing it's forward and backward. So I made a guess. I figured this was one of them, and so, because it's the thickest wire. These two wires are actually thicker, so I figured that would be one of those would be actual power. So I just hooked up white to red. Now I could have used a voltmeter and stuff, but I didn't have a second person to stay out here. So anyways, I hooked up that, and then I tried this blue to this blue, which was my first thought, blue to blue. Nothing worked. This blue to white, nothing worked. So then I tried this green white to my blue, and everything started working. So we're good to go with that. And so I just hide those wires kind of back here. Actually, I want to keep that one there so it doesn't fall. And then these ones, just, I guess if I ever want to put LED strip lights up here again, I've got some wiring that I can use for that now. And so those will just stay right there. All that looks pretty sealed up. And then the only other thing I had to do was, you can see right here, this is actually the old line of where my old arm was. I had to scoot this arm back just a smidge. I guess I didn't measure perfectly back there, and so I had to shift this arm just a little bit. No big deal. You can see there it's shifted again. And then down here, I had to seal those holes and move over just a little bit. But no big deal. So I'm gonna set the camera back and show y'all. So there you are. There is my install of my RecPro powered awning. Thank you so much, RecPro, for sending that out. I really appreciate y'all, or at least giving us a good deal. Link in the description below for their stuff. If you wanted to get a discount, I've got it down there. Also, I've got a Yes Welder discount if you're interested in a little welder. They're pretty cheap. I think they're like $100 or something. But I believe I've got 10% down below. Check in the description. So thank you, Yes Welder, for that. Sorry it took so long to get that out and working, but a couple things I would have done different is I would have gotten the 21-foot awning, not the 20. I didn't realize if we walk over here that I had room to put the other arm here. Get you flipped around. So I didn't realize I had room in between my light and this, but there was just enough room for the arm to sit. and then the arm would have been right up here, and it could have hit this stud, and I could have avoided making these brackets, although I think that did make a pretty good, interesting video, and creativeness just to figure that out, how to secure this arm. So if you have that ability, know that you can do that. The other thing I would have done is just measured a lot better, because like I said, I had to shift this arm just a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Now we've got this beautiful black to white gradient awning. Might be hard to see with the sun. Let me get up on the ladder for you guys real quick so y'all can see it, because it is pretty neat. So there we go. Yeah, so it's kind of this, you know, it's black here, and then it just slowly fades kind of gray to white, and it's just a really cool color. And the white should help with the heat. I didn't want to do full black like my last one, because that gets a little hot, so I thought I'd try this. And of course that gives me all the white underbelly. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching RotoCityTech, and stay tuned for more stuff. Y'all take it easy.